What's up YouTube, Mitchell here, and today we're going to do a hell hardcore playthrough of the Summon Necro. Now, there's a few different ways to build the Summon Necro, and I will talk about those as we play through. The first one is just being pure summons with like nothing else, just some curses. The second one is going summons plus corpse explosion, which is more known as like the Necromancer. And the third is playing with an edge bow yourself and getting the thorns and then kind of having the return damage. So three variable ways, whatever, different ways, and we can see kind of how we feel. But we'll play through and just kind of go from there. And I did not do hardcore, so let's make sure we pick hardcore. You know, if we're gonna... Oh wait, I did pick hardcore. I did not remember pressing hardcore. All right, well, cool. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Players 8. And this is going to be a little slow on the Necro. The Necro is pretty slow early on in the game.
All who oppose me.
So that is one, like, mild annoyance. Is it does take a little bit. This isn't the fastest character. Kind of no matter what build you do, he has a slow start. So we're always going to look for just some like throwing knives and wands and daggers and stuff that'll be worth gold. Always kind of our starting spot. If you're curious about the Players 8, this is because I'm doing this offline. So it simulates there being more players in your game, which increases the amount of items that get dropped. Also increases the monster's damage, monster's HP, but also the monster experience that is given. And of course, that is what we're looking for, just faster ways to level up. If you're online, you'll just have to play through Players 1. It's a little safer playing through Players 1, but a little bit slower. So you can always just in offline type /players space, and we'll go ahead and grab another skeleton here. /players space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whichever number you want. And that will be the number of players it simulates in the game. And it simulates unpartied players, if that means anything to you. For those that doesn't, don't worry about it. So that is just kind of our focus right there. We'll go Vitality. And we just want to get, first off, some early levels right here. And again, have some gold so we can look around, because you can sometimes find, you know, +2 to raise skeleton or something. And if you want to try and get that, you can go back and forth.
Yes.
And you can try and get, you know, 3 to raise skeleton. This costs 10,000 gold. If I'm sharing gold from other stashes, I would 100% share gold and just buy this and have more skeletons. I'm not doing that, so, you know, I'm playing this purely solo self-found, so we're not going to be able to take advantage of that. But that's just a really quick, easy example. And when you buy the wand super low level, I'm level 2, you're not going to be able to shop wands that have all these nice things on them. We'll go down to Players 1, by the way, for Den of Evil, just because it's not great experience.
I sense
So it's much easier to find, you know, wands that are just going to have +3 raise skeleton plus a skeleton mastery. And then again, you can just kind of like share gold across if you want, or you can have found a lot of gold by killing a bunch of stuff out in the wild, and then you're good to go. Now, fun fact about the Summon Necro. The Summon Necro is my most read guide of all the guides that I have every month. So I go write guides on Icy Veins. I've got tons of guides up there. And basically the entire Diablo 2 section. And Summon Necro is like double the next guide, which I think like Hammerden is second or something like that. Hammerden, Javazon, Blizzsource, you know, those are going to be like your top 4, with the top 1 being double the views, and it being Summon Necro. So Summon Necro, very popular, which I wouldn't have guessed if you had me to guess. I know a lot of people like summons, but I would have guessed that Hammerden is 1, You know, cold sources 2. I don't know if I would have put jabs on 3. I probably would have put it like 4 or 5. Maybe another like sorceress guide in there. And then summon Necro maybe like 4th or 5th. But no, it is the top red guide of all the guides. So another skill point, we'll put 1 into Skeleton Mastery. And from here, we're going to jam raise Skeleton. Now, we can also have points that we can put into amp damage, which we may do a little bit later. Getting a Clay Golem will also be good just to have a little bit more of a tank. Like, we'll have some points elsewhere. But the debate always comes up, is it worth it to put points into Skeleton Mastery or raise Skeleton? And raise Skeleton overall ends up being a higher DPS output in the like long run of it, because yes, you may get a smaller incremental boost, but then you get an extra summon every, you know, few points in it, and that extra summon ends up being more DPS. Now, this is assuming that you can keep your skeletons alive. If your skeletons are just like dying constantly and not doing anything, then yeah, you're gonna like have some trouble. It's not gonna go as well. So, you know, take that as you will. But just clearing out the den. Stats, we'll just continue Vitality. I'm happy to get as much money as possible here from throwing knives and wands and daggers and scepters and amulets and jewels and rings and whatever else, because I really would love to shop, you know, maybe like a +3. But again, I'll need like 10,000 gold for that. Or a little bit less, but you know, you need at least a few thousand gold for that. So I don't know if we'll end up having that. We do have 3 sets of throwing knives, which are good money. But it does look like we're going to be a little bit short right here. Now, strangling gas potions actually can be good. There's 2 to raise skeleton. These actually can still be really good to have. I'll go ahead and buy a pair. And we'll get some tomes. Have a few stamina pots. And here we go. We'll go more into raised skeleton. Now, whenever you're first building your army, you need to kind of go back to the early parts to, you know, just pick up your first couple skeletons. And then they can do a little bit more. I feel like when you're just starting the game, you're more likely to look up a guide and also to think skeletons are dope. I agree with both of those. Summons are just like really popular. We're looking for 2 open socket armors, 2 open socket helms. This is to make stealth and or lore and or just put rubies or sapphires in. Just stuff like that. Make it nice and easy. We'll go another point and raise skeleton right here. More vitality. And I should actually have 3 skellies so I can pick up a 3rd guy. Keep going. Watch you made me restall. When I tried poison over the build you made, how do you deal with Duriel and all difficulties? I mean, it's just a little slow. Running around, avoiding him, using summons. Can always have a, you know, casted golem to distract and stuff. So you can also see we're not getting tons and tons of like experience out here because we are level 4 in the Cold Plains. So I am gonna push forward to the Stony Field, and in the Stony Field my goal is going to be hitting level 6 and farming Rakinishu a little bit. Can be super easy and just a nice way to gain a little bit extra experience. We can also go up to players 8 right here if we want before we come across Rakinishu. But I'm going to look for the waypoint. And like I say, the big reasoning behind all this is level 6 opens up a clay golem, which is nice. Level 6 will give me strangling gas potions, which allows me to do a lot more in terms of engaging with everything. Because like right now, I'm slapping for 2 to 4 damage, you know? It isn't much. Also, I know I did a skeletal mage playthrough at one point. That won't be happening in this playthrough. They're just bad and slow. Maybe one day we'll do a hardcore skeletal mage, but oof. Cool. And one of the things that we really love seeing is shrines next to our shrines next to our waypoint. We can just head over here. And we're actually building up pretty decent cash now, so I do like that. See if we can find the stones. Honestly, I'm gonna go down to players 3. I don't think my guys are strong enough right now for players 8. Remember, the stones are almost always going to be off the path. There are rare exceptions where they cannot spawn off the path, and so they end up they'll end up spawning somewhere far off. But 99.9% of the time, they're just going to be right off the path. So you can just run the path and look from there. All right, all our skellies died. This is where I say, like, we're a little bit weak right now. And so that is going to make it a little bit difficult. Maybe get a gold dagger so I can stab him for 2 to 4. Yeah. Precisely. Okay. Just gonna get that army up. This is also where having a clay golem helps, because it does allow you to get a little bit of damage early to just kill some basic mobs. So main hopeful goal right here will just be getting to level 6. That's kind of our starter. I also, like I said, can get a point in amp damage right now if I want, which it's always tricky to say when you should get the point in amp damage. Early is always like really good, but then I'm not getting, like the extra point there. We'll go ahead and grab it. That's fine. It is some added physical damage for us. So why not? And then I'll go more vitality just for my own survivability. And we'll let our skellies do a little bit of work. Okay. Rinse and repeat. I think they only spawned on players 3.
Good day.
Oops. Don't do that yet. Gold, sell, poison res, whatever. We'll keep 1 set of this. And now we actually have pretty good money. Lots of +3 to teeth. 1 to raise skeleton, 2 to skeleton mastery. I like that. 3 to raise skeleton right there for 5460.
Moo.
I'm going to go with that one. That would also be interesting, but I'm going to go 3 to raise skeleton. Thanks, Primo. And let's go to players 1 at first. And just try and get a couple skellies up. And we get 4 skeletons because of that boost. And now we'll go up to players 8. Note that when I change to players 8, it doesn't affect the mobs immediately around me. So these guys are all still P1 spawns. But I think with this +3 to raise skeleton, we should be able to go kill Rakanishu. You haven't tried Warlock yet, should you try it? Warlock is a blast. And I'm not just saying that because I helped out with the character. I think it's just a really fun character. And they've done a good job balancing it down as well. goal right now, since we really don't do much damage, our main focus is just making sure we have our 4 skeletons and amp damage and everything. Can also check the shrine to see if there's any small shrine. Nice and easy. No elemental boson. Could be in the future. Alright, level 6. We'll go ahead and grab the clay golem. And like I say, this is helpful for getting your initial guys. Also, we do get poison gas potions ourselves, which is helpful added damage. We'll continue with vitality.
The order welcomes you.
See a lot of vitality in this run. We'll again go players 1 to start. There's an experience shrine. Let's just get our skellies up. Then we'll go players 8. Play through. And you can level here as much or as little as you want. So you can take this to level 13, 14 if you want to go crazy. Or you can just move forward at this point. Really up to you. We'll go ahead and kill some of these guys. We do have some archers over here. Archers are definitely a little bit scary. But I have an experience shrine. They are cold enchanted as well. That's super annoying. This is also where you'll find that poison gas potions can be very beneficial for just increasing that damage output. Now, them being cold enchanted archers is definitely like the worst case because it slows all my guys, which is really annoying. And now we've got enough points there. We'll
50
continue
months.
over. Now,
Good
many
luck
of you
with the
might be
playthrough,
asking.
Llama. Fun seeing you back at these OG type runs.
Thanks, Kerms. Many of you might be asking, why aren't we getting Corpse Explosion yet? It's way too mana intensive and too small of a range and just not worth it early on. It's something that we'll eventually spec into, but we'll take a little bit before we really start going there. It will eventually take over as like the god tier skill. More vitality as well. But for now, don't focus on it. So the poison gas potions are really nice because they can kind of just take on all of these mobs by themselves as well. So you don't even really need to have like summons for this. I could just straight up run and kill Rakanishu and all his dudes by just throwing a bunch of gas potions at them and not having summons. That's how good early gas potions are, especially against Fallen like this. So we'll grab that. Another point there. We're level 8. I'm fine. Let's move forward. But again, this will definitely be a personal call of, do you want to level there more? Leveling more is always good. It'll make your summons tankier, survive better, and it'll make it just kind of faster in the long run. Because if you get to a place where your summons are just getting popped non-stop and you're unable to like really do too much with it, the game gets pretty rough. It feels pretty unfun in those cases. So I don't want to throw out of my gas potions. So I will hold right there. I'll just level up again. More raised skeleton. More vitality. It's very simple. And yes, Cyber. When I say Necro or Druid is safer to get through Hell Hardcore, probably Necro because you have curses. So you have like Decrepify and stuff. Also revives are just massive tanks. Now, I'm choosing to run past a few more mobs than you may end up choosing, and that's fine. Remember, you can always kill as much as you want. My focus is really going to be on these boss groups. Sharpshifter right here. Any of these guys that are demon minions, they've got, you know, they got all this going on. This is where I'm going to be focusing. Main reason being, these guys give 500% experience, the boss and his minions. So whenever they die, and they're also 3 levels higher than the area, so whenever they die, you just get a lot of experience from them. It can just be better than killing all the, you know, every single tiny mob you find. Is this a 1 to 99 in a single stream? This is not a 1 to 99, no. 1 to 99. Can you kill everyone in a single player playthrough like every creature out there if you don't restart? Yeah, I've done that before. I've done that a couple times. Okay, we've got some more Fallens over here. It's like Rakanishu 2, a little blue. Yeah, that's where a teleport staff will be very helpful, John. Don't tell me Throwing Barb didn't make it a nightmare. What? That's already up on YouTube. We've got Throw Barb, part Nightmare, and Champions are worth 300% experience, by the way, so they can be okay to kill. Throw Barb, part Hell, I think are all up. And Martial Arts Assassin is maybe tomorrow. That'll be up there. Another points and raised skeleton, which gets us a 5th skelly here. Speedrunning. This is not a speedrun, just a hardcore guided playthrough for all the doubters. I say that, but now watch me die. I just showcase hardcore as well. And you know what's funny is, like, if I keep doing these, I will die, you know, at some point. I'm gonna also set to throw on my main hand because, let's be honest, there's just not a lot of you know, damage there from my 2 to 4 damage smacks. Player's 8 is definitely hard. Again, earlier especially is slow on this character, and it's true for all of the Necro, which is kind of funny. But like, no matter what Necro build you do, even if you're running teeth and stuff, it still just ends up being slow here. It's just not great. But yeah, there will be some hardcore run that I die from just whatever. That's just gonna happen. Will I stick with Amp or go for Decrep? I'll probably stick with Amp until I'm like dying a lot, essentially. Not me, but like my minions. If they're dying a lot, then I know they need more survivability. Okay, don't really care about anything there. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, sweetheart. That was so kind of you. Why is he moving? That's my minion. He needs to go run around and put these monsters to sleep.
Did you notice the new decor
Wow, thank you so much. You're amazing. I don't know. Your mother knows. Okay. So we'll go back over here. There's actually multiple boss groups out here in this giant field. Still level 10, plenty of experience to be had. Keep raising it up. We'll kill these guys. And we'll kill these guys and just keep going. Just give away before the door closed. Aww. You're so dang cute, man. They have not killed him. Okay, so try and get on top of minions here. More vitality, more raised skeleton. Now, I'm not guaranteeing it, but I feel like if my name was something better, there could be a chance that they would have named something in the game after me. You know? But llama just doesn't fit into the universe in any capacity whatsoever. It'd be like having a cow level in here or something, you know.
Good day.
Sure, we'll put on 10 FCR, why not? We'll go here. Kind of want to move all these gems over to another shared. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to empty out my shared stash so I can make it truly SSF again. Honestly, I could just like dump all this stuff. It's not like that valuable. And just drink all these. Okay. A new start. Dang, meanwhile, that's messed up. So we can put our gems over there and some rejuves. Now, we are level 12, and this is where we can start discussing other things. Iron Maiden is something you can snag for, like, the bosses in normal. And we probably will. But you can also just, like, buy it on a wand and then save yourself a skill point. I do like one in Golem Mastery. Just how about your Golem, and we will want Summon Resist eventually. So I will go 1 point to Golem Mastery before we continue back on Ray Skeleton. Let's go back over here. Nice, we got a full circle first try.
All that's left of proud Tristram, ghosts and ashes.
Hello, Stay Strap. I'll kill the bosses. Don't super care to kill Griswold. See, there's a couple champions in there, nothing too crazy. If we want to do the cow's later, we can grab the cow's leg. Works leg. Alright, fine. I'll go save Kane. Sheesh. Such complainers. Wish you could stack legs, that'd be nice.
Your life, leave here immediately.
Extra gold, whatever.
The order welcomes
Go ahead and fill up on scrolls at least. Okay, and we'll just continue forward and go to the tower. Killing some things on the way. Now the tower on Player's 8, you can farm until level like 17. Falls off pretty hard there. The path is so muddy right now. Look at all the dark mud on this path. Kind of funny. I don't think I've seen that graphical bug before. Nice, Joe. Alright, let's go find the waypoint. And this is not the most important thing, but it can just be nice. So, I like having stealth. The faster run walk can be helpful for surviving. FCR can be useful for like our teleport staff later on. Some basics, but we can also replace it later. Because the most important thing on this character, what's the most important affix to get? Besides life resistances for survivability. Chat? That's right. +2 skills. We are so heavy on +2 skills desire for this character because +2 skills will just increase our all of our summons damage, survivability, everything. The number of summons, etc. So we'll go to the Black Marsh. Of course she did, half-bit. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, it's kind of a long way for a boss group. It's okay, we're not speedrunning. Another point. Another skeleton. Why not check the preserved head? I will. Yeah, I ran past it because I know the exit is right here. So I'm gonna come back for it. I know it sounds dumb. Very sad. Ethereal too. Make it even more sad. Couple champion goats is not that interesting, so I will move forward. If you go to !guides, Xinjiang, I have a fast level guide for the Warlock. Fastest Warlock leveling guide, and it'll have the full breakdown of when I respec, what I respec into, all that. We need to get our skeletons through. There we go. We got a couple through. Whenever there's tight spots, you have to remember that your skeletons have collision and they're not going to like end up fighting through each other. So you really want to make sure all of your guys are actually hitting. So in that case, you want to make sure they get through. Here's a whitehead, +1 to raise skeleton. We will take it. Get up on the bus. I'm actually going to go strength here. You don't have to go strength at this exact point. Strength is something that you'll just eventually want to get. Yeah, it's actually one of the big issues with mages. A lot of people are like, why not just add mages in, even if they're a small map DPS? It's like, because the mages end up blocking the melee guys, and you end up losing DPS. Okay, another level. Another point to raise skeleton. And we'll go a little more strength. I just want to get 25 strength at some point. So I can wear a belt eventually. We've got some multi-shot here. But we're on players 8, and we're doing pretty good damage now, I'd say. Pretty happy with it. Okay, good enough. Now, before we kill the Countess, we drop down to players 1. Why do we go to players 1 before we kill the Countess? Great question. She has better rune drops on players 1 than on players 8, or any higher player count. It's a weird, it's the only place in the game that you'll find this. So, Yo Donu YouTube full time now. Wait, what? I don't understand the question. Can also, of course, help out with my own poison if I want. Do I do YouTube full time? I mean, I've been full time YouTube and Twitch for a while now. We'll take all this over. Sadly, still nothing too great from those drops. We'll go to the Cold Plains. Again, just looking somewhere early on to get some simple damage in so I can pick up my skellies. That'll work. There we go. We've got our army. Go up to players 8. And we can continue down. So remember, Tal Eth is our main goal. Rao runes are fine because they do give some fire res. The rest are not too crazy for this character. Tier runes can usually be okay, but we don't really need mana per kill here. So I do want to pick up all the chip gems that I can. And we'll go ahead and snag some bosses. And again, I can just really help out with the damage by just throwing some potions down here. So, easy way to speed it up a little bit. Moray's skeleton. Two champion ghosts is kind of weak. You'll generally have one boss group per level. Sometimes 0, sometimes 2. Now, if all of your guys get stuck like mine are, you can try and go back and like get them over to you and do a whole thing. Or you can just go to town and come back and then they'll all appear in the same room as you, right? Since we don't have any teleport staff right now. That is a workable way. We're level 15. We'll continue back on Vitality. Perfect. There's a damaged preserve head. Whatever heads you can get, just get them. One to raise skeleton, same as before. One to clay golem. I prefer the raised skeleton personally. But still nice to have. Try and get some guys through here. Drop down to players 1. Now you'll note that I'm dropping to players 1, but I've spawned the Countess on players 8 still. That's totally fine. It's only before she dies you have to swap to players 1. And we will help out with some poison potions here. And resummon some guys over this way. And there you go. Taleth. Oh, it's as easy as that when you're doing not a speedrun. So we just put Tal and Eth in a 2-socket armor that is gray, not blue. And we are good to go. Can save that for an imbue later if I want. Yep, summon Necro.
Greetings.
We can sell and buy these back. And we can continue. So let's go forward. Level 15.5. Pretty solid level for where we're at. Like I say, you can go up to about 17 in the tower before it starts getting bad. Though I don't like going much above 16 usually. But if I still need Taleth Rune, I'm going to keep running it. And I can just skip things. If I'm level 17, I can just skip all the bosses and just run straight to the Countess on players 1 over and over again and kill her till I get the runes. I can share the runes over from another class if you're, doing like a solo self-found with your personal stash sharing. Various ideas. Now, if you find a blue preserved head, make sure you keep that for crafting a little bit later on. Even if it's bad, just make sure it's not F. But at this level, the main focus is moving forward. I can set a TP to come back for we'll go to players 8.
The slow torture of caged starvation.
Set a TP to come back for the imbue quest. So we can imbue a preserved head or a wand or something later on. Barracks also can have decent mobs. Now, I'm going to reset just to see what we get out in the jail here. We'll go players 1 to make it a little bit easier.
The slow torture
Oh my
of
God.
caged starvation.
It's not even I'll go players 8. Not even the group that I was trying to
I need a key.
get. I wanted Champion Fallens, but I wanted them deeper in. So that's kind of funny. There's a zombie head. We'll grab that. 3 to corpse explosion. Worthwhile. Worthwhile.
I need a key.
I mean, again, right now, Corpse Explosion's 2 mana intensive. We don't really have any, like, anything super good about it, but in the future. We'll just go here.
It's locked.
Ball. Yeah, that's definitely one we can look at maybe later.
I sense a demonic presence here.
Machine gun barb. Wait, which one was the machine gun barb? I'm trying to remember. Oh, nice, Mugro. Chipped ruby, did I miss it? That's okay, we have a lot of chip gems. Kill more boss guys. We're on players 8. Another level. Another point in skeleton. We'll go ahead and go up to our 7 skellies. Now we're really starting to get an army going, which is nice. We're in level 2. If you want to get a waypoint, you can. It can be fine for safety and stuff, but Act 1, like, is just okay. Just okay. So it's not like normal Andariel's dropping you that good of stuff, especially on this character. But hey, you could get some Blood Fist, you could get some Hisaris boots, you could get, you know, some basic things that will help your character out. If you want to have some basic things that'll help your character out, don't let me, you know, poo-poo on your parade. But if you're looking for like a lot of big plus skills things and stuff that'll really be boosting your character, they're just not gonna be here. Heard some random streamer got Andy loot drops nerfed. Who? Where is he? Or her? That's ridiculous. Ooh, if I ever meet who that streamer is. We'll grab the waypoint because we're running past it, but otherwise. This also isn't the greatest boss killer. Later on with Edge, it can actually be kind of fast, but right now, iffy. The assassin rip. She ripped it through hell. That's what she ripped. I definitely wish there was a way to like focus fire with this character, like you can the Warlock. 13 to life. It's okay. So far, nothing that great. We don't want a mercenary. You know what? You're right. I was gonna get a mercenary and I forgot to do it. We will grab a mercenary. We'll grab Gwynny. I'll go ahead and just get her a random hunter's bow. 3 sockets, why not?
I'll put that to good use.
And the fire one's nice because she shoots exploding arrows. It's a little bit of extra damage. Good call. I mean, the main thing is I want the Act 2 mercenary. Act 2 mercenary is just nicer, plus he has an aura, and getting an aura is just going to be so good. I talked to my nieces and they were like, auras are the best. You need to have aura. And I was like, great. So I didn't realize they were such big D2 fans, but they be aura farming. Yeah, I guess that's where you go shop Act 2 mercenaries till you get the aura that you want. That makes sense. Look at that. You can learn how to talk to your nieces and nephews while you do these runs. Fun tips all around. And we hit level 17. And the beauty about 17 is our stealth comes online. So now we get the fast run lock, which is just a nice feeling. That's all. Banished are okay. They can sometimes just like start running away, which can be really annoying. But with the summons, they seem to do alright against it. We'll go more vitality. And you guessed it, more raised skeleton. Really leaning into the raised skeleton. We did a Mage's Hell run already. It was rough. I don't need to do hardcore. We'll go down to players 1 before we go to level 4. Otherwise, Andariel will just take a long time. If you accidentally go down there on players 8, you can either do the long time Andariel, or if you got that waypoint, you can just reset. Thanks, H9K. Up to you. But at this point, our summons should be strong enough that they can sustain all right. If you ever need to rebuild your army, you can just go back to like the Cold Plains or whatever. And just like that, give yourselves the clap, everybody. Act 1 of Normal's complete. Nice and simple.
Hello.
Stay a while and listen.
Not much on these gloves, but we don't have much anyways, so why not? We'll change out our belt. These rings are trash. I'll keep 6 poison res, I guess. It's not like super good. You can just put some of these basics away. And you can always shop Farah as well and see, does she have a belt with like a little bit of life on it, some resistances, you know, something basic. Honestly, even this helm, I'll pick that up for the mercenary. Why not? We'll also go ahead and grab a weapon for the mercenary. I'll just grab a scythe with cold damage. And we will hire Blessed Aim is what I usually like, given that attack rating bonus is just a nice additional boost to everybody else. You could also go Prayer for some of the healing if you want, but I like Blessed Aim here. Grab the through open socket bow. We can shop another one later. Not a big deal. Still on players 1. We can go ahead and go up to players 8. Or we could stick players 1 and just kind of dominate there if we want. But
It's locked.
I think P8 is going to be solid enough. And again, just picking up levels early is super helpful. The more we can just level up, the better we'll be. And this is where, again, you make your choice and decide how much you want to spend going fast or slow or anything. Remember, it's always hardcore. So never go beyond your comfort. That's the biggest piece of advice I can always give. Always just go within your comfort level in terms of speed. We'll go to players 1. Agreed, learn. Because there's not really a lot of experience in the Halls of the Dead. So my main focus here is just to get through and get the cube. Don't really care to do a lot of fighting here. Is the hardcore assassin still alive? Yes, she has completed her journey. I think over the next 3 days, YouTube's upload, the VODs will be the hardcore sin. Okay. Some nasty poison damage. A lot of the fighting in Act 2 is some of the worst until the end. I mean, I like fighting in Rocky Waste, Dry Hills, Far Oasis. Lost City I don't love. Maggot Lair I don't love. Claw Viper I don't super love. You know, it definitely has some meh spots within it. Arcane really depends the character. If I was a bone necro, I wouldn't mind fighting in the Maggot Lair. But summon, yeah, nah. Not the character for it. Okay, we'll grab the cube.
Not in town. I can't do that here.
I could have also just opened a TP there.
Hello.
But not a big deal. That was some nasty poison damage.
It is an honor to serve you.
We'll tag up. And let's go back to Cold Plains.
Not enough mana.
And you just want to, again, get a couple dudes.
Not enough mana.
And keep going. We did the tower for it. If we're at high enough level, the summon, the beetle burst like charge bolts shouldn't be too bad. So we should be okay. Diablo does a lot of extra damage to summons, including 300% to golems, I'm pretty sure. He does more to golems than revives, at least. I do think it's actually up here. I think this cuts back. Feeling a little overplayed on Diablo. I want to play. Got an idea to keep it fun for me. I mean, I think there's lots of like fun non-meta builds that can be a good time through. If you've never even just like played through the game by yourself all the way through, that's a really fun thing to do. Like, just do a run like this. Pick a character and just try and beat the game SSF on your own. It's such a different experience than playing, you know, online or anything like that. But you can do classic runs. You can do Blaze Sorceress. You can do Elemental Boson. You can do Throw Barb. You know, there's a lot of like B tier characters that are still a pretty good time. When you start getting into like the C tier and below, I would definitely say, yeah, it can start to get a little bit rough. Do that to our mercenary. Like, there's definitely some characters where it just becomes a slog. We have Blood Golem. I don't super need a Blood Golem right now, so we're good there. Life Tap is good, but I don't crazy need it right now. You know what I do need? More skeletons. Leveled up skeletons. Most fun SSF character that doesn't care about mana. I mean, of the ones I listed, Blaze doesn't care about mana. Zealot doesn't really care about mana. Smiter doesn't super care about mana.
Moo.
Vengeance is like medium with it. Frenzy Barb doesn't super care about mana. Thank you, Oven. This character doesn't super care about mana. Let's see, what else? I'll go more vitality, by the way. Summon Druid is probably in that, like, low B tier now. I think Summon Druid can be fun enough. They've made it playable. It used to be, you know, D tier at best. Now it's like, it's playable. You can play through the game and have a nice time if you like summons and want a different summon experience. It can be solid enough, but it's not crazy fast, and one of the big issues is you don't have a skill like Corpse Explosion to go on top of it. So that's where like this character can pick up some of that damage later on. Druid doesn't really have that. Rare ring, nice. We'll go more skeletons here. We're just letting our dudes own right now. It's great. Strafe doesn't care about mana once you get Atmos and later on. Oh, once you get some leech. Yeah, I feel like the problem is early on, Physical Boson is going to care more about it. It's pretty intensive. A lot of like melee characters don't care about mana though, nearly as much, right? They can just kind of like be there. A bit more vitality. So we do have the exit up here, but I want to find Magalair and the waypoint anyways. Oh, we have the waypoint already. Okay, so now we go players 1. This is definitely going to be the worst part of the run because it's normal and we don't have an teleport staff yet. So you just gotta pray you get some quick maps like that. Otherwise, oh my god. Why not on a speed run, man? You can always cast things. Once you know something dies, you can cast it at the next spot. Try and like get your summons again. As many of them fighting as possible. So get my golem on the other side. Get my golem on the other side. Now you can run through your summons, they just won't run through you, so you can always let them get ahead of you. And like I say, you can always just re-summon ones up there. Get them all fighting. Now, Tyrune can be useful if we do want to go edge later on, so that can still be a consideration.
I need mana.
Blessings to you.
Okay. I mean, 10 FCR, half freeze duration, a little bit of MF, sure. These aren't like that great. We'll grab the poison res, I guess, here. So far, not the best jewelry or anything, but it's okay. You can always, of course, look for additional stuff there.
Good evening.
And if we want to do some more farming, we can quit out, come back in, and go through the Far Oasis again. After we, of course, snag our summons. And that's good enough. Go to players 8. Go to the Far Oasis. And hopefully pick up a couple bosses again. There's one. Perfect. So this is always where you just make that decision of how much do I want to level. You can definitely pick up 2-3 levels just doing this for a little bit here. Pretty safe and easy. Not too bad of experience. The biggest issue is it is annoying losing your stuff, right? Like, oh, sounded like we had something down there. Maybe not. Losing all your summons. We'll head over this way. It's a new season next month. Probably August or September. It's gonna be one of the two, essentially.
Only the darkest magics can turn the sun black.
for a waypoint. Champions. With the Telestaff, you only use a single skill for switching weapons. You don't lose a single skill for yeah. I mean, you swap off and then you lose, you know, just whatever little break there. Level 20. We'll go raise skeleton again. And go more vitality. Hope they fix heralds in the next patch. Me too. Oh wait, it was up there. Oopsies. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, you would lose a single skelly, not skill. Yes, that is correct. Thanks, Kevin. What's wrong with heralds? The incentive to kill them is not there.
This place is as dark as a tomb.
Just missing. Got a lot of snakies in here, which is okay to farm. When do you invest into CE? I would say, like some people would start investing into Corpse Explosion soon. I would still wait a tiny bit, personally.
Throw barb so hard classic, no blue/yellow spears.
Yeah, I guess you're just... taking whatever, huh? Some fun in its own right. Do that. Nothing for that, unfortunately. Does Decrepify also apply amp damage? Hold on. Decrepify doesn't apply amp damage, but it does have a 50% damage. So. Can still be nice. What's 73 plus 17? Is that 8 plus 6 is 14? Yeah. 73 plus 17 is 90. That's 94. Morgan. You can't curse like gates, I think. Yeah, fire towers have like. They also can't have their immunity broken. I think they have like 900% fire immunity or something like that. But we're definitely in the smooth and nice part here where we can just let things chill.
What a pity. I was beginning to enjoy the darkness.
Okay, you're there. 2 to life. Not quite. Poison damage, doesn't really matter. But we're good. And again, just remember, like, take it at the speed you want. We're already level 20, almost 21, which is really nice.
When the trouble. Good day.
Moo. This magic ring does me no good. Here, wear it proudly.
Thank you. Very kind. And we level up. We'll go another point and raise skeleton. We now get 9 skeletons. Mr. Freeman, my spirit animal. And we'll just continue with vitality. right? Our goal is to survive and have a lot of life. So we can just like focus there. Crazy there. But yeah, somebody was asking again about Corpse Explosion, and again, it's like you can do Corpse Explosion now if you really want,
This is fantastic.
but it
I
just
wish
doesn't
I had time to study
super
this
matter.
bizarre dimension.
I will go down to Players 1 for the Arcane Sanctuary because it's just going to be annoying. Again, kind of similar to Maggot Lair, straight paths. It's like, if I'm investing points into Corpse Explosion right now, I'm not getting more points into Raised Skeleton right now, and that's kind of a bigger issue. Corpse Explosion is great when you can actually kill a monster or two to Corpse Explode. But if your summons are too weak and just dying before you can get the Corpse Explosion off, then like what's the point of the Corpse Explosion in a way, right? Like it becomes worthless. So you first have to make sure that you have the damage, that you're actually killing all of the stuff, and then after that, you can figure out how else you want to do it. Essentially. Gotta get these guys fighting. Oh my god, they're so annoying. Go fight. Yeah, this and the Maggot Lair are gonna be your two like worst spots for sure. What about an Act 1 merc so you can hit in tight corridors? I could go back and run an Act 1 mercenary very temporarily just for this. But, you know, I'm just gonna try and get here and then get out of here, essentially. Are these my knees? Hey, quit talking about my knees. Everybody's got them, and they all stink. Oof. Okay. This is a fair fight. Nice little one-on-one gauntlet.
There's nothing the right portion can't cure.
Knees stink? You never smelled your knees before? Watch your AO2 match versus Japanese. Don't remember.
It's locked. It's locked.
One, I hate Cav Archer. Two, I think that was the Smurf guy. Alright, 16% MF I like a little bit more. 10 FCR is nice, but like we don't super need the FCR at the moment. We can save that for later. Put houses all over your map. Yeah, I don't remember. Usually if there's two ways. Number one, if they're just smurfing and like being a troll, I'll do it. And number two, if they're being rude, like offensive GGing or anything. Like, offensive GG isn't that bad. It's like when they're like, get out, leave the game, noob, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, bye. Play Mongols and embrace the Cav Archer. I played a game of Cav Archer and I won. This was like a couple weeks back. And I was like, wow, that was the most boring game I've ever played in my entire life. That's why I'm not playing any more AoE right now. I just got so tired of cavalry archers. They're such an unfun unit. They literally have ruined like all of the play of the game here. If I run into them, I just want to immediately quit. I'm like, it's not fun. I don't like it on either side. Playing it or playing against it. It's boring both ways. Ooh, it's a little spicy down there. Yeah, amp damage is like doubling my damage output because, and remember you can always re-raise skeletons here to try and get more of them in the fight. Unfortunately, there's just going to be like many of them that are not in the fight. But amp damage is 100% extra physical damage dealt, which is why it's so brutal. Yeah, and then you have bolus riders, which are the same thing but even less fun. It's just too much of the unfun unit existing all over as either a unique unit or a whatever. I don't know where I'm going. It's Circle Overmoon. Pratham watches from a safe distance. He really did. He really did, didn't he? I sound like Artie complaining about mutas and defilers. The thing is, I played StarCraft Brood War. And honestly, nothing to complain about. Like, there's ups and downs and pieces, but I never felt any way like I do about cavalry archers. Because there's no unit in the game that literally can just be faster than every other unit and also be good, right? A cav archer is literally a vulture that you can also mass up and like just win the game. Whereas in StarCraft, you can make a bunch of vultures, but then like, cool, yeah, eventually you just lose. Here it's like, oh, nope, you did get a critical mass of them, so you're actually god tier. Will they be making StarCraft 3? I don't know. skill shrine, we could upgrade all our skellies. This is true. Ran into kind of a dead end there I didn't like, so we'll just go back this way. So, whenever you summon a summon, is when it gets its like stats and skills and stuff set. So, summoning these guys when I have a bunch of the skill shrine is actually really nice. If there's any additional summons I'm able to get, those will fall off. 3 to skeleton mastery. But where's Chapman? But man, yeah, I don't know. Playing through it, I'm just like a sad llama a little bit. Like, dang. If they could just properly adjust some of these units, the game could be better, but there just needs to be some balance on units. You shouldn't be able to just mass the fastest unit in the game and it dominate, right? Like, it makes sense if it's like a slower unit or something, or the fast unit is just good at like running around and picking off workers. If cav archers could just be good at that. But they should do like nothing to anything else, essentially, you know? They should basically suck except for like these cases like that. Why are they so strong as well? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, we'll save that because it's money. And we'll do this. Now, for our summons and our mercenary and ourself, we can always drink thawing potions. Make sure your player is 1 before you go in. And that can help.
Is a pacifist necro run through hell viable?
For your mercenary. Using the thorns and stuff, yeah. I mean, that'd be a good one, Greenjoy. But Duriel goes down like that. Nice and easy. Duriel's no sweat. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's this. And this is also where I say, you know, people are like, oh, do I need Iron Maiden and stuff right now? It's like, right now, no. Maybe around like Diablo.
Greetings.
My problem with the summoner is once I max corpse explosion skellies, there's nothing else worth putting points into. Yeah, I mean, this is where, like, you know, you can get some ideas on things. So I always have my Icy Veins guides. You can take a look like right here. And let's go to skills. I feel like this is my recommendation. You can like end up maxing out your golem if you want right there. You can put some more points in revive. You know, obviously I'm maxing. Get down to lower resist if you want to have a point down there. You can put more points into summon mastery or golem summon resist or golem mastery. So you can kind of just like do a little bit of buffing of stuff over there. We'll continue out here. I don't super care about being player's aid in the Spider Forest. Experience in the Spider Forest is fine, but I would much rather have experience just like spending time in the Flare Jungle if I'm really going to do it. So we can try and get the Gade figurine here.
Perhaps I can trade this for something.
It's from the first boss. If it doesn't drop from that, you get it later on, not a big deal. And I mostly just want to like move through Spider Forest, Great Marsh if I have to, and then go to Flare Jungle. And at that point, we'll run Players 8. Can also max Iron Golem if desired. One-shot Barb challenge when? Yeah, I think he doesn't work as well in that. You need the build-up or something from the assassin. Just keep going here. Playing the new Warlock's like taking a walk in the park. There's definitely some strong builds on him. We will shop a telestaff soon enough. I'm only level 21. I just have to shop it before I reach level 24. Even after 24, I can continue to shop it. But if I can do that prior, it ends up better overall for us, right? And we do, it looks like, have a skip into the Flare Jungle, which is really nice. So we'll go Players 8. And here's where we'll just kind of pick up a lot of experience. There's lots of yummy EXP to be had. Be careful of the flames, the infernos right there. It can be very nasty. We'll go more into Ray's skeleton. Just looking to get that maxed out. And we'll keep rolling. We don't have the Spider Cavern yet, so we'll have to go back and look for that, but we do have this waypoint, which is solid enough. Best kind of assassin in D2R? Well, Mosaic Assassin if you're playing offline, because she still exists there. Otherwise, yeah, Light Trappers. Trap Assassin's just the best. I really like playing the Blade Assassin, though, if you want kind of an off-meta build that is still, like, okay. You can have some good fun with that one. Nobody here rocks Poison Dagger. I mean, I've done a Poison Dagger playthrough before. It's not great. The wind up before she starts hitting blows. It is the worst part about her for sure. She got that big old wind up. Oh my god, go across the bridge. Our nemesis, a simple bridge. Zombie head. Nothing on it. Keep going up. just make sure we have our guys with us. And again, this is kind of the beauty of this run. It's like, it's a great hardcore run. Right, like martial arts assassin, I would say not the greatest hardcore character because you have to be in there, in melee range, kicking these guys. You're taking damage as you're trying to build up charges, hoping you don't whiff. Like, it can be tough. This character, kind of the opposite. You're just like chilling. But I put points into bone armor for hardcore. Not really. Like late game you kind of can if you want, but that'd be one of those, if you don't want to max out like clay golem or something, you could max out bone armor. You're not getting all the synergy points though, which I think is one of the sad things. So bone armor gets all this damage absorbed from bone wall and bone prison, so it plays really well with bone. But if you're not putting anything there, you're not really getting as much of that benefit. We're level 23, so we want to hopefully do this before level 24. When they say MA martial arts assassin isn't good, they're talking about the non-mosaic version, which again can be okay. B tier. Mosaic assassin is S tier, literally in a tier of her own. No class or other build comes close. But that has been removed from ladder and is being removed from the game and reworked. So. Not even Tesla did. No, nothing. Nothing is. Mosaic Assassin is just a head above every other build. And so cheap for it as well. 2 goals, 2 mouths. Did they remove the keep charges enchant? I mean, right now Mosaic is just removed from the game. In ladder, right? Like offline and non-ladder, you still have the ones there. But you can't make it anymore online and in ladder anymore. Oh boy. I may end up just getting 24 before I want to here. Since this last season they removed it. Okay, we'll grab the Jid bin. And we'll give a check.
This is a powerful weapon. Perhaps Ormus can tell back.
I've got a lot of suggestions for how I want to change it. I've given them all my suggestions. We'll see if there's anything they take or not. 17 fire res, I like that. It's also more FCR, not that this character super needs FCR. Now, let's say I'm shopping for a teleport charges staff. What I can do is literally look for a staff that has level 1 teleport charges on it, not plus to teleport, and then I can try and buy it. Now, unfortunately, sometimes this will be really expensive. The cheapest that you'll find will be like 16 grand. But this can go up to hundreds of thousands of gold. So there's a couple ways that you can work around this. Number 1, you can roll some stuff.
I have watched you for many years. I always put you on YouTube overnight. Love your content even though I only replay the game twice a year. It's awesome.
I mean, that's still nice. Thank you very much, Punch. Thank you, Abnada and Genderos from before. So I can literally just go buy cheap wands. Wands that are, you know, even less than 3k if I want.
Good day.
Go buy cheap blue wands, I should say. 304. Sure. Now I can go to my stash. Go to my gems. And then I can just put in chip gems and roll. And now I have a wand that cost me 300 gold and now sells for 15 grand. And or more if I wanted. 1 to P and B skills, 1 to corpse explosion. Wow. That's pretty nice. 1 to golem mastery. 8% light res. All of these, good money. Wish I had a head. If I had a blue head, I could also do that. But that's an easy way right there. If I wanted to sell those off, I could have maybe enough money to purchase the one I just got. But instead, I'm going to continue shopping for a cheaper. I want to find one that's like 70 grand or less. Oh, there we go. And I want to do this before level 24 because that means I can just go shopping for the ones that are red since I cannot use it yet. Once I'm level 24, I'll be able to use it. I'll have to look at all of the staves.
Hello.
So you can do it this way, going to a TP or a waypoint and back. You can do it where you save quit and keep running through. Because I don't have the Flare Jungle waypoint yet, I'm doing it this way. I'm a little bit worried. We'll give it a try. I think the Flare Jungle waypoint's actually going to be close. Let's see if we can get there before level 24. Thanks, Tortellini. I'm a little bit worried. I mean, I can go down to players 1, and that'll help a lot. Save us on a little bit of the experience gain. Trying to actively not level up as much. Kind of funny. And yeah, I probably needed that. Why do you need a telestaff so badly? A telestaff is super useful. It's super useful for a few reasons. Number one, it's just nice to have. You can jump over walls, you can jump over rivers, things like that. That'll just speed you up and make it nice. On a summon necro, though, it's even extra nice because it allows you to teleport around your summons, right? Whenever you teleport, all of your summons come with you and your mercenary. So I can essentially use them to direct where I want to go by having that. I guess getting the waypoint there doesn't really mean anything either because unless I want to like come back with the portal and do it again and go farming, that's not a terrible idea. Right, Chris? But being able to use it to like save your mercenary is also really helpful. If your mercenary starts walking into just like death, you can pull them back. It's helpful for wave skipping later on. It's helpful for, you know, getting out of dicey situations for yourself. Helpful to separate the ancients off. There's just like a lot of good use cases for it. So you just shop back and forth.
Yes.
You can also try and shop +2 summoning skills. It's not crazy expensive to actually get the +2 trees. And that can just be like a nice boost, right? I could literally get one in all of the additional summons. So that is something I do recommend. Like, there you go. 1 to summoning skills, 2 to corpse explosion, and that's 46k. You know what? I'll buy it. I'm sold. Now I'm going to get 1 additional in summon resist, 1 in all those, 1 in revive when I'm there. Pretty easy.
Yes.
And it also gives us corpse explosion if we want it. Again, I only have 69 mana at the moment, so I'm not like as crazy excited about it. Crypt's Corpse Explosion, 16 mana. Gonna burn out of my mana pretty quickly.
Yes.
But that's why I also like to wait a tiny bit. Now, you can find this on your first try. Sometimes it'll take 10 minutes. You can just put on some music if you want while you do the shopping. And you don't technically have to have it. But if you don't,
Good evening.
it'll feel kind of weak, and there'll be a lot of moments where you're going with my playthrough and you're like, yeah, okay, I wish I had my telestaff for this.
Yes.
So, yeah, just get a little comfy.
Hello.
You know, telestaff is good. Personally, you never do that strat. That's fine as well.
Good evening.
Teleport, but it cost... it's teleport and teleport for 150k. So unfortunate. Sometimes just get a little unlucky with it. Sometimes your telestaffs are just expensive. Yeah, teleport staff of teleportation.
Good evening.
Now, I generally like saving one of every chip gem at least.
Hello.
You know, potentially just for cubing purposes later on. However, the big one that I really want saved is a chip topaz.
Greetings.
Because 3 chip topaz, there we go, 73k, perfect. 3 chip topaz, or 3 Thol runes in a chip topaz makes an Am rune, and that can just be really nice. So we'll grab these guys. We'll sell these guys, and teleport staff, got. Beautiful. Yeah, and that'll make you an Am rune, which we just like Am rune for a spirit. We can also look at some other potential weapons we would use, but spirit would be pretty nice for this character, assuming I don't want to run edge, which also needs an Am rune anyway, so, you know, pick and choose. Again, that's where we kind of have to decide which build we want to play with. Do we want to play the edge build, or do we want to play the Spirit Ancient's Pledge build? Spirit Ancient's Pledge is going to be kind of safer, so I'll probably end up doing that one, even though edge damage is really nice. We just keep killing some stuff. Picking up that level 24 before we get to level 3 is nice. So we can teleport across, save some time. White Wand Dole Io is not bad. It's not really built for this character exactly, but it does have plus to skeleton mastery and P&B skills, which we would be going into Corpse Explosion, on top of some other benefits. So it actually ends up being okay. Like it's not a terrible wand at all. But there are better summon wands for sure. It's not the one I would like say go out of your way and get, but if you have it, it can work. Okay, we level up 24, and I will get a point in summon resist. All my summons now have 44 all res with the skill shrine, or like 36 or something without it. We also get a telestaff that we can put on our swap here. And again, this is just a way to help bypass some stuff. Some people don't like telestaffs and they find them to be very dangerous. They end up putting themselves in a lot of trouble with them. And if that's you, and you also like to go through and kill all the stuff and whatever, take your time, right? Don't, especially in hardcore, again, don't do something that you're uncomfortable with.
Hello.
If you think that's going to kill you, don't do it. We'll go more vitality, and we will go to the spider forest, because we do need to go through here and find the spider cavern. And it should just be, I guess, one of two places. Could be right there as well. I think it's here. Okay, go down the spider cavern. Check out the preserved head. Never know what nice stuff you're gonna get there. And let's see how our summons can do against Sark the Burning. I'm definitely staying out of this fight. Nice. Crushing him. Love to see it. We'll go back to the Flare Jungle and keep fighting. Yeah, those spiders can be pretty nasty. Still haven't found a charm to keep, unfortunately. It's long simply due to online. Other more exciting categories than playing online. I just love playing offline. I just have so much fun. I feel like this is nice. However, I am considering playing online, maybe the next ladder or something, and play through. I always consider it here and there. Maybe I'll do it one of these days. Play through for a month and trade up and do stuff, you know. Is getting your summons cursed good for thorns? Yes, it actually is. If you're running edge or running with thorns or anything and your summons are cursed, then even more damage gets returned. I thought it was cool seeing you and others help someone else rush to 99. Cool behind the scenes strategies. Thank you. Yeah, it was a different experience, you know, as opposed to rushing it just myself. I definitely think I'm more of someone who likes to do the crazy grind, where I'm just pushing for that 99 and playing through. But you know, sometimes you do have to take that back seat and help others and pick up a different role for a bit. Yeah, be the scout, find the mob groups, exactly. But it's very different, right? When you're watching it, you're he's just teleporting around, finding bosses and walking them together. He's not doing anything, you know? He's unpartying. He goes to bail and he teleports in there and then he unparties. and doesn't take any of the experience and then goes somewhere else. But it does show, you know, there is a lot of behind the scenes action.
Moo.
Pow! Pow! This is a decent example as well, where like I want to teleport and just kind of get all my stuff together. Bring those summons in together. Chance for Frost Nova when struck in 25 MF. That is worth it to me. Those other gloves I have are kind of bad. We'll leave them alone. We'll level up. Now as look, we do have Decrepify that's available to us now. It would take a few skill points to get down into it. And Decrepify is solid, however, it's less damage than amp damage. I'm still liking amp damage, and I still just want to get my skellies moving, I think. We'll just do that. We'll come back out here. Yeah, summons will snapshot skill ups. Can get a free skill point from the sewers. You are correct, and honestly, I should go do it just for good practice. Starting to get to a point as well where we could, you know, corpse explosions like looking mildly okay as something to do. I will just grab these runes. And we'll just keep moving. More stats, more vitality. We can eventually work towards a little bit more strength so we can make an Ancient's Pledge. But that can come later, not a huge deal. Do it the next couple levels, do it after Ancients, whatever. We'll go down to players 1 for the Travancore. Just because Trav can be a little bit nasty. Oh, the Diablos. Diablos are so good. And remember, Corpse Explosion is really good on players 1. Not as good on higher player counts, but I mean, still good. It's still good. But on P1, it's like, oh, so yummy. Yeah, grab that, grab this, go use that, this away. Oops. And there's a plate mail and a smoke sphere for a little bit of cash. Okay. Do Adamant right after Duriel. Makes sense. We can go do Radamant at whenever here. There are dolls. I don't really want to fight the dolls. I do have mobs that can fight them and I can like stay away from them. So if I want, I can do that. But really, I'm just happy to avoid them. Nice, just some guy. And like we talked about before, the waypoint for like Endurance of 8 level 2 normal. Normal Mephisto's okay on his drops. You're not getting overwhelmingly amazing drops that you're going to keep for a while or anything. So I'm kind of hit and miss on it. A lot of times myth MC. Unless I'm needing the FCR for some reason. And voila, just like that.
Give my regards.
Act 3 is complete. Lost your mercenary yesterday? Yeah. R.I.P. Or lost your paladin, I mean. 2 dolls. Classic. So I think I'll make it past hell this stream? No, I don't think we'll go all the way to hell in this stream. Okay, we'll go ahead and go strength. And, oh, I forgot to turn in the Gade figurine, so let's go, just go do that. Can also repair. One more than you would have? Oh, okay. Oh, good job holding on, yeah. Really the saddest charms ever today.
I can't carry anymore.
So sad. We'll probably get through normal, level up, and maybe do a little bit more. And give that to our mercenary. Also, hey, it's got 2 sockets if we want to, you know, add anything in there. Ravenclaw is always fun. Can also, we can keep that. Upgrade our mercenary's weapon. Once you get to Act 4,
What do you need?
you can grab a pike.
I'll put that to good use.
So now he's got a little extra damage on him. And then we can just keep moving. I'm on players 1, and I'm probably going to stick on players 1 at first out here. Mostly because I'm going to be picking up the experience later on. When I'm doing Eldritch runs if I want, Pindle Eldritch, whatever.
I can't.
So, like, leveling in Act 4 isn't great. Act 4 normal is just not, like, the best leveling spot unless you're really crushing everything.
I can't.
Why am I not buying greater mana potions? Generally, I don't buy greater mana potions on character like this because it's just going to heal my mana up way too fast. I ended up buying some there accidentally, but they're just like more expensive and then your mana zips up really quickly. And I don't really want that on this character because I want to be able to use the mana as it's like slowly going up. So a lot of times getting a regular mana potion is better. I have 0% light res, but this is normal. Souls in normal just aren't very scary. So I'm not too concerned. If I was a higher like difficulty, Nightmare or Hell, and I have 0 light res, yeah, I'm gonna reset that for sure. But normal, meh. However, again, for you, do what makes you feel safe and comfortable. That is always the #1 rule in hardcore. If you don't feel safe and comfortable doing something, just don't do it. Like, quit, stop. Because no matter how long it takes to do something, in whatever way you're doing it, it's always longer to restart your entire character over. For sure, Jam. So if you don't want to fight souls out here, don't fight souls. If you don't want to, you know, you want to level up more in Act 4, level up here more. So I would say go level up even more in the... Jesus. Player jungle, personally, but... This is also why I'm not really on Players 8 here. Just kind of a lot of stuff. Pretty decent there. Go ahead and click up a couple skill points, and while we're here, let's go ahead and grab the Radamant one as well. These ones we could start putting down towards the Revive and Fire Golem if we want. So we could go into Golem, Mage, and then we can look to get a Revive when we get to 30. That's an option. Or we can go Skeleton Mastery and just increase our skellies even further. It is a little tempting to do that. Revives early on are like, yeah, they're okay. They're pretty tanky, which is nice. So I'll go ahead and go this way and work towards Revive and Fire Golem. Is there any safer class to start than this one? I mean, it's a pretty safe character to start. The only really unsafe part about it is that you're a Necro, and Necros just don't have a lot of survivability themselves. I think they're just a little bit weak in their like life and stuff. But, you know, you can just like not get hit, and then
What a waste.
it's super safe, right? So.
Greetings.
Have I done a Warlock run with Shamans? I mean, I've gotten Shamans before. And you can go into Skeletal Mage, and now we're set up right there. Summon Warlock, a little bit safer with Deathmark and Sigil Lethargy. Yeah. I mean, we have Decrepify, though, if we want. But Warlock is a tankier class, so...
Impossible. Impossible.
This is true. If you plan to level up to 70s, then Thorn's Aura is better than the Edge Bow. Yeah, I mean, maybe because we're gonna like keep our Mercenary alive more and stuff, maybe we end up running a Thorn's Mercenary later on. It's a fun idea. Missing a Skelly, we'll get him later. Out of TPs. And we'll see what rune we can get. Maybe we get the Am rune right here. Not quite, but Ort rune is still not a shabby rune. Good old-fashioned Ort. And an Ort rune plus a chip gem plus a teleport staff or any, you know, weapon with charges on it will repair all the charges. So can actually end up being, you know, like 75 grand right there that we just saved. Ton of cash. We'll grab more of these guys. And we can go into the River of Flame and then Chaos Sanctuary. Okay, we're in the chaos. Now, for this character, not going to be as crazy. We should be fine. But, you know, you want to make sure that you always have a safe spot that you can come back to if you need to. And we'll go ahead and pop here. Can't damage everything. And get some more corpses. But like I say, we've leveled up and we've put enough skill points in that we're strong enough. This is fine. Later on, we may have to be more careful with all of that. Over here and fight. Again, not too much of an issue. And one of the big helps is that teleport staff to just bring everything with us. I did not get any points in Iron Maiden. I want to see if I'm able to kill him with it or not. Without it or not. If not, not a big deal. We can shop it. R.I.P. Emilio. Make sure you're on players 1. Decrepify can be nice here. But we'll go ahead and rock like this. And perfect, yeah. Okay, so he's gonna kill that. So here's where you might be sitting here and you're like, what the heck? How do I kill Diablo? He just murdered all of my summons. It's an absolute disaster, and normally you would be right. Thankfully, there is a skill called Iron Maiden. I have not just. So we can just look for +1 to Iron Maiden. And hopefully not a bunch of other stuff, so it's not too expensive. Maybe even go to Act 2. Drognan has even less that he can sell in terms of skills, so 1 to Iron Maiden for 36k. A little expensive, but we can make it work. Okay. And now we play Stop Hitting Yourself game. I cast Iron Maiden on Diablo. And I cast golems in front of him. And we say, stop hitting yourself. And this really is just for normal bosses. Once you get past normal, it starts to drop off a lot. Man, my res are not good.
Hail to you, champion.
It's slow and steady. Now you do need Diablo to do a physical hit here. So we're just waiting for those hits right there. There's the other stuff. Kill your golem, but you won't get all this stuff out of it. No limit to the dead golems on the floor. You can litter the ground. Go get a little bit more mana. Do be careful when you come back in if he's near your TP, because sometimes he will just bone prison you there. And that'll be the end of you. I'll go with the blood golem here. A little bit better. Perfect. Ooh, an Eth rare pike. Let's go. I like that. Act 4. Completed. Eyes and hearts and angelics. Oh, not enough to repair. That's fine. We have more money in our stash if we want for later. And beautiful. Let's get Pratham back. Upgrade his damage. And let's go through Act 5 here. Now, we can summon up some of the corpses that we come across here. So this can be a nice way to just get some easy skellies without having to have stuff killed first. And I'm happy just being on players 1 running through this area. The big thing is I want to get to Eldritch, and then I can do some Eldritch farm if we want. Yeah, give yourself the clap, that's right. So we can do some Eldritch farm if we want. A lot of times I like to mix it with Pindle because you are going to be losing all your summons when you do it. What kind of merc they make for Act 6? I don't know the mercenary yet.
I can't. Impossible. I can't.
I mean, if they even made any Act 6. Obviously, that doesn't exist. You think I'm just gonna like waltz up on the stage and be like, I was lying to y'all the whole time? That's crazy. Remember, if you want to give a potion to your mercenary, you do shift 1, 2, 3, or 4. And he'll say thank you, and the potion will go to him. We'll go up to players 8 right here, and this is where we can, you know, add in a little bit of that farming if so desired. And we have an extra point, and we'll go Skeleton Mastery. And pretty decent killing. I'll go back down to players 1. Because my next goal will be just going to save Anya. After, of course, helping out with the prison doors. Save some barbs, get Ralort Tal. And remember, when you're piecing together all these like Rals, Orts, and Tal runes, this is also a great way to work towards those spirits, right? Now, speaking of spirit, we need Tal, Thol, Ort, Am. Now, you can get all these runes in Nightmare Tower. And you can also start finding some here and there. But what we want to also focus on is a base. We want to get a weapon base that we can have to use for it. So this weapon base is going to look like a longsword, a broadsword, or a crystal sword. And we can either find one for a socket later on, or we can try and get one here, or in normal cows. Any longsword, broadsword, or crystal sword from normal cows will get 4 open sockets at Larzik. Any longsword, broadsword, or crystal sword in Act 5, with the exception of from like Bale's Waves, will get 4 open sockets. You have to be a little careful with the crystal swords because they can actually go up to 6 open sockets eventually. I do like 20 fire res. Yeah, 21 MF is really nice, but this is hardcore. I like the fire res a little more. But you're just looking for a white or ethereal one of those that we can go and socket quest. So looking around when you're killing, you know, Eldritch and stuff, like if you get one of those 3 swords there, you're good to go. We can always just force cows afterwards to ensure it. This is the Warlock expansion, yes. Liz is definitely not making another mercenary. They gotta fix the other ones first. Yeah, see, they're definitely not making it.
I can't.
A little bit scary right there. Don't love Moonlords. Try and make sure we have a healthy army to fight. And as always, if it just gets too nasty, we can leave. And here you go. Here is a broadsword. So that broadsword will get 4 sockets.
I am overburdened.
When we Larzik quest it. Okay, so now our goal is find a waypoint. And then go back and save Anya for 10 all resist. Plus access to Pindle, which we do want. Yeah, the thing is, longsword and broadsword, you never have to worry about them accidentally socketing for 6 sockets. Crystal sword is always the scary one, because if it's eye level 41 plus, then it can hit that 6 sockets. So you're like, ah, crap, Wit Mob, drop this, blah, blah, blah. But once you get to Act 5 and beyond, any white broadsword or longsword from here through the end of the game will get 4 open sockets, with the exception of like Wave 2 skeletons are like M level 15 or something for some reason.
Impossible.
Like the Skelly army. It's nice. Look, we ran out of charges on our telestaff. We definitely need a little bit of cash. So we can repair. But we can at least go right here for now. We'll put this guy away. And we'll take some of these guys to sell. Money, 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 money. And that's enough. Save a jewel for crafting if we want. Let's go back over here. They just did not do old classic graphics, which makes sense. Because let's say that they were going to create new content soon. Like more new content soon. They have to go in every time they want to make new content for the game and now do double the graphical work?
Impossible.
You know, like eventually you have to drop it. It was a fun idea at first, having the back and forth overlap, but you know, what, you're going to design Act 6 in both versions of graphics? Or whatever?
Impossible. Impossible.
Hypothetically.
Impossible.
Nothing is confirmed. No telling Blizzard you confirmed something. There's a superior longsword as well right there, so that would also work. Though I would need a little bit more strength and dex to be able to use that one. Greaves, but I like the broadsword better. Trash Greaves. The Zoo L mod. It sounds familiar. Anya done. I guess now we can actually decide about leveling. So before you continue forward, we'll go players 8. You can decide if you want to gain some levels really fast. And one of the really nice parts is you can talk to Anya. She'll give you a little head. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. In this case, it's not. But she opens up this portal, and out here, you just get free summons. And you can go in. And you can level up a little bit. Use a little corpse explosion. And another point to skeleton mastery. Now once you kill that, you can take this army over to Eldritch. And this is my favorite, like, pattern loop I like to do. Yeah, martial arts assassin, who we did last night. Hard hell. Okay. And rinse and repeat. You think there's a decent update coming, not just tweaks? Oh man, so hard to say.
The familiar scent of death.
I feel like they were, you know, showing... They were making it seem like there is more updates to come. You know? Exclamation mark. Treadmill, I think, should have the desk on it too. Thor's torch, let's go. So it feels like yes, but I don't know. Go to BlizzCon and see. You know, I'll be sitting there waiting with my fingers crossed, holding my breath that we get something nice. Not bad, son. Conduit. Always nice to have the cold one. Yeah, like they sent out that survey, and that survey really was hinting like they were going to do stuff. You know, like...
Salutations.
The familiar scent of death. Not enough mana.
Damage everybody. And we'll go up to the 34. I guess we need to go 48 strength for our spirit, so we can start putting like a... And you can level up here into like your mid-30s if you want. I actually feel pretty comfortable at this point going forward. I feel like our character's doing pretty well. So I don't mind taking it. We'll basically hit 30 at Ancients there.
Good afternoon.
Which is solid enough. So let's go over to the Ancients. And we can go down to Players 1.
Impossible. Impossible.
Okay.
Resting.
Should be fine to just do the Ancients here. Honestly, at this point, not a big deal. Like, our skeletons and everything are tanky enough. I wouldn't be worried. The only thing you need to worry about is Talik somehow whirlwinding you. You can also, of course, feed him potions, your mercenary potions, instead of he's going to die there. Nice and easy. And we've got everything we need for Revive next. There's the Decrepify. I'm just going to go Skeleton Mastery again. We'll continue working up until we get 48 Strength. Tal room, sure. Slowly works us where I need to go. Can I write off the travel as a business expense? I would be able to, but Blizzard is inviting me. So in this instance, they're actually gonna like pay me to come, which is really cool. I love it when that happens. Like pay my travel, you know. I mean, it makes me hopeful that we have something nice coming up. It also makes me... I could have saved for Fire Golem if I wanted, but that's fine. Like, I was also invited there when Diablo Immortal got announced and when Diablo 4 got announced. So I believe there is most likely something of Diablo related happening. However, only one of the 3 times did we get D2R. The other 2 times we got D4 and Diablo Immortal. To be fair, you were hyped for D4 before they completely changed it 6 months before release. Yeah, that's also fair. It was... The initial piece of it was cool. I would almost say it's less before they completely changed it, and more before they completely didn't like change it. They didn't do anything with it. So many people gave so much good feedback. I gave some, but like, oh, Woody and stuff, Rob, you know, a lot of people gave a lot of feedback, and it just didn't end up anywhere.
Moo. I can sense with my spidery spider senses that there is MDA talking.
Wow. No way. If you want to get the waypoint here so you can farm more, you completely can. Also just for safety. NDA is a big word. I don't even know what NDA means. Normal, decent actions? Is that NDA? I don't know. Need donuts always? Never dupe again? Yeah, exactly. Death Lords are always a little scary. Be cautious. That frenzy buildup is nasty. Now you can always just bring them onto your side with the revive. So works out nicely. I want to do that. Death Lord's one of the best design. Dude, they're just so scary. So scary. Which is a great reason why they're one of the best. Oh yeah, we have +1 summoning skills, so we actually can have 2 of them up. Now, this is also another point where you can start considering how you want to start spreading out your points a little. I think I'm actually going to grab that 3 to Corpse Explosion as well that I have. Because we're definitely getting close to the point where Corpse Explosion can start to be a thing for our character. I think sometime in Nightmares when I really like it. But with 5 points that I can put into it, that just seems pretty good. Mostly just gonna go through on P1 for these guys.
new class will be announced,
Maybe
the
we'll go
astrologer.
players
With punchlines like that, so
3.
Scorpio to do, or I hate Geminis.
Astrologer. Now I understand why this is so tough. Mercury's in retrograde. Gosh dang it, astrologer. I'm just saying. Oh. Right? Ain't it, Schloopin? Actually doing fine for players 3. I don't think I'd want to go much higher than this. But it's okay. Probably go down to players 1 for final wave. And I'm just like spamming amp damage, just making sure it stays up on all these dudes.
I need mana.
But I do like having my small amounts of corpse explosion right now. It's not a ton, but it's something, you know. And we leveled up again. Here we can decide if we want to go into the fire golem, which is like fine. If we want to do revives, or if we want to continue a skeleton mastery. I think I'm going to continue a skeleton mastery at this point, just to keep boosting up these skellies. We'll go players 1. We'll go up to 48 strength, so we can use that broadsword. And then we'll go in and fight El Diabolos. We'll change over to the clay golem just to help slow Bale. This clay golem has a slowing hit. And we'll go ahead and pick up a little bit more help. Sell those. Let's get our army set. We do have the Decrepify wand as well, which does help here. I'm just going to go to the Cold Plains. And just pick up a bunch of stuff. And we'll give our mercenary. Even if we had edge strats, it's only normal. You don't do edge strats yet. Normal. Give our mercenary some of that. Help him out. Whoa, mercenary got popped. That was unfortunate. How rude of Bale. Bale's doing a little more damage than I was expecting. I thought we'd do a little more to him at this point. So, if he spawns a clone, you can always run away. Not a big deal.
Good evening.
Go to town, hang out for a second. And we can just come back and do... I'll swap that on. Our fun strats. Which is... have Bale physically hit your guy. Nice and simple. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
And the clone does make it a little bit annoying. But it's also okay. Go down here, go get some more potions.
Salutations.
Nice and simple. Could also do IM with Skellies plus. Yeah, but he was cleaning up my Skellies pretty quickly, so I'm just gonna have him focus the golem. Easy enough. Yeah, this is working well enough. Like, we're not speedrunning. We're just trying to find a strategy that's good enough and we'll get through Bale. And this one works. We could also do the other one where we keep going back and summoning up all our summons again and then bringing them back. So, kind of just depends what strategy you prefer. I think this one's a little easier. A little bit less annoying. And remember, this is mostly just normal that you're going to have this. After that, honestly, Edgebow, pretty decent for it. Or maybe we just run the Thorns Mercenary. I haven't really played around with the Thorns Mercenary much. So... easy. And just like that, part Necro is done. Give yourselves a clap. That's decent for the Mercenary. That is not bad. 30 life, 12 fire res. It'll cost me 12 more strength. I can hold that as a potential option. We'll pick up our runes over here. We'll pick up Pratham. Oh, he's only level 26. We could get him a little higher. We'll swap in this helm. I mean, the helm he has currently is also really nice, but it's fine enough. We'll hold that over there. Go right here. I won't do the socket quest yet on the broadsword because we may end up finding a broadsword before we get all of the spirit runes, or like a 4-socket one. And so in that case, we'll wait on it. I'm debating doing... Because like we could make a rhyme in this and have those 3 corpse explosion, but I'm also debating just doing a imbue quest or something right there. Tough choices. Anyways, let's take a look at where we're at. We have enough strength for our upcoming spirit in the broadsword. Nothing in dex, rest in vitality. Skills, just 1.8 damage. Keep it simple. Nothing yet here, but I will start getting corpse explosion somewhere in Nightmare there. Maybe after like Skeleton Mastery gets maxed, after those 2. Start putting a few points in. Could also put a few points into Revive first. You can kind of play and see how it feels for yourself there. And then gear-wise, we shopped 1 summoning skills with some corpse explosion, which is nice. We have 2 open socket helm. Never made anything in it, but I'll aim to make a lore helm in that, which is Ort Soul. 16% MF, 3 to corpse explosion, stealth, fire res, FCR. Not much else on it. White belt, FCR with 17 fire res, and no boots. Charms, 1 charm there. So gear-wise, pretty bad. We're pretty lame on the gear for sure. We're level 31. If we want to keep going and leveling more, we can. I think going here at the very least and shopping for some boots makes some sense. See if we could get some like faster run walk boots. Can also look for a belt, 19 to life, better than what we have.
Good day.
But getting like 20 faster run walk boots would be really nice at this point. 10 faster, sure, we'll take it. Yeah, so that is part normal. We'll just continue through. The goal will be get spirit, get lore helm, get some resistances. Maybe get the Ancient's Pledge rolling and go from there. I might even make Ancient's Pledge now because my res are so bad at the moment. So our final thing before we move on, RIP to our 3 corpse explosion head. As much as we like it, I don't love it. And we are just looking for 3 open socket helm, and you can shop it from Act 2 normal Farah. Or shield, I think I said helm.
Good day.
And a kite shield would be more ideal because I have the strength for it. So a kite shield doesn't have any movement penalty, whereas a large shield is going to have some movement penalty on it. Perfect. We get those. We go to our runes. And we do Ral or Tal, Ancient's Pledge. And voila, we now go into Nightmare with positive resistances. That feels a lot nicer, huh? So, that's it. That's part normal. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.